Day 4, it was okay, but you don't know what you got in store, baby. You got to face the God of War. And get ready, baby. Fire in the house.
He's back with something more for the legend. Jake Paul has returned from Mike Tyson with more violence and rage than he's ever done. It's set to be Jake Paul's most heated build-up ever. Mike Tyson has been ceaseless in uploading videos of himself training for the matchup against Jake Paul on July 20th. And Jake Paul has the most destabilizing words for him as he prepares to make his remarkable return to the boxing ring. You can hop along. The former world heavyweight champion has been feeding the eyes of his supporters with daily uploads of his training sessions, and he has done just more than that. In Mike Tyson's recent videos doing the rounds, he has been seen giving stern warnings to Jake Paul ahead of their match in the next 4 months. From his training camp, Tyson had uploaded videos of himself in training, mostly with his world-class trainer, Rafael Cordero. And in his strict warnings to Paul, he said, "It's day 2, and I'm coming for you. It's day 3, are you ready for me?"
Day 3, you still want to fuck with me? Day 2, I'm getting ready for you.
Mike Tyson's training footage has sparked several reactions from fans and professionals alike. While many supporters have been blown away by the surreal abilities and speed displayed in the training sessions, others seem indifferent and unfazed by his training exploits. A response came from world-famous actor and WWE superstar Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. His response to Tyson's training seemed like one inspired and motivated by Mike Tyson. His response read, "My brother, you got me ready to run through a wall right now. To the gym I go." Former Russian professional mixed martial artist Khabib Nurmagomedov, a competitor in the lightweight division, was one of those who also had positive reactions. Responding to Mike Tyson's training video, he said, "Can't believe this is on another level. All of these impressive comments have got nothing on Jake Paul this time." After initially acting scared, confused, and ill-prepared, Jake Paul has bounced off his moment of speechlessness, and he's given the most ironic response to Tyson's training sessions. Even Tommy Fury, who had a quite skeptical take, acknowledged Tyson's sharpness during his sessions. "I haven't really got one to that, to be honest. I mean, the guy is, he's nearly 60. And I mean, I don't know, he's probably the biggest name in boxing that there was, But the man's also 60, I don't know what kind of conditioning. I know he looks great, but you never really know. A 26-year-old against a 60-year-old, I don't know, I don't float my boat. So like I say, Jake Paul's doing what Jake Paul's doing. I'm in the recovery process, and I think that's all I've really got to say on it."
I mean, I haven't really got one to that, to be honest. I mean, the guy is, he's nearly 60, and I don't know, yeah, he's the...
But Jake Paul wasn't willing to lessen any drama in the build-up. He likened Tyson's style to that of his aged grandmother, and even claimed Tyson added effects to the video to speed up his punches. "I laugh at those who are reacting to that video. I laugh at y'all. Y'all are moved by an edited video."
Fake rules, me and Logan tag teaming him, us wearing headgear, all of this. If you believed that, you're a idiot and you shouldn't be allowed to vote.
This sounded shocking because it was the second time in about 2 weeks where there have been claims of edited videos, and several controversies have been caused as a result. The first was in the build-up to the bout between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. The controversy erupted after Ryan Garcia claimed he'd seen a sparring video of Devin Haney getting some brutal beating from Gervonta Davis. Outspoken Bill Haney and his son Devin then requested that Kingery expose the video. He couldn't get it immediately, but after he received the video from Floyd Mayweather Jr., he wasn't hesitant to post it on social media, creating endless controversies as a result. In response to Garcia's actions, Devin Haney said, "Never did they post a chopped-up edited video. 16 years old and in there holding my own. We bet AB pops and he honored it and paid. Ryan, we watched you quit. We are not the same and never will be. Tune in April 20th, I'll show it." However, it didn't end there. It sparked a more controversial exchange of words, and Devin Haney had this to say about boxing legend Floyd Mayweather. Floyd has been hating me for a long time. This ain't just started. I held my tongue for years because I respect the greats of the sport. But dude is a bona fide hater. Don't want to see nobody win if he's not a part of it. I know he sent Ryan the sparring. I know he gave Ryan those pimp comments to say. Miserable old man tried to stop the fight, alhamdulillah. I'm happy he revealed himself to the world.
He should have showed the sparring video of him and Devin. Yeah.
What?
Now why he's showing all that sparring video? Yeah, show the sparring. And it was 6-0. It wasn't close. It was like Floyd was looking in the mirror when I told him. How long ago?
Moving on, Jake Paul said more to mock Tyson's training sessions. When you see the real video, you'll know how slow he is. He trains like he is fighting an amateur or an oldie like him. But doing training this way will get him beaten by an oldie too. My grandmother could beat him with this. My grandmother wouldn't run a training session this bad. She'll surely do better than he's currently doing. He continued, I'm not moved by what I see. You shouldn't be scared of what you see. Be more scared of what you don't see. An old man flapping his hands won't move me. Training and matchups are different things. The match decides, not the training. Paul also gave a direct response to Mike Tyson when Tyson said he was ready for Paul. Paul retorted afterwards, Old man, you don't know what it takes to be ready for me. It takes your 1987 self to be ready for me. Unfortunately, you can't have him back. Interestingly, 1988 was when Mike Tyson became the undisputed world champion, and he reigned for 3 years. But Jake Paul was bent on ending even his reign as the baddest man on the planet. You think I fight the old ones, yeah? It's my duty to send them off. I eat up their legacies and establish mine. I'll come as the baddest man on the planet. He's passing on the torch. He's giving me a memorable matchup, where I become the new baddest man on the planet in his place, and I'm taking it with both hands. Jake Paul then claimed Tyson was on a lifeline and living with a sickness he believed was going to end him. That man you see in the edited video, I'm not joking when I say my grandmother will beat him. He's living with a sickness. I'm going to send him on a long vacation to the sickbed on July 20th.
Fake rules, me and Logan tag teaming him, us wearing headgear, all of this. If you believe that, you're a idiot and you shouldn't be allowed to vote.
Talking about having an injury, this was slightly insinuated by Mike Tyson's trainer, Rafael Cordero, in a recent interview. In the interview, Rafael was asked about many things: the fight, the rules, the age difference, and Tyson's alleged injury. When asked about what he thinks the match will look like, he had this to say. This fight won't be a massacre. It's going to be a very technical match because we have a kid on the other side that can box and isn't afraid. Mike has such heavy hands and it will be impossible not to touch Jake. Jake will feel Mike's hands. There's no other way, and that's when we'll have an idea on how the fight will go. It's going to be interesting to see. Paul holds a 9-1 record as a professional boxer with 6 knockout wins. Even though Tyson will be 58 by the time he enters the ring, Cordero is confident Paul will be in panic when hands start to land. Panic! He will panic! Cordero laughed. That's the goal. Our goal is to keep Jake in panic the entire fight, or for as long as he can take it. Cordero seemed so sure of the training sessions and the preparations he and Mike Tyson have been putting into the match. He seemed to have brought out more of the positive energy that had been flowing across the airwaves from Mike Tyson's sparring sessions. Cordero then praised Paul's boxing career and went against the general claims that Paul was a mere YouTuber who had nothing to offer in the world of boxing. Cordero expressed this without mincing words. This kid stopped being a YouTuber a long time ago. Truly, Paul has over and over again proven his doubters wrong. He has become the serious boxer many never believed he would be. He was touted a lazy and unambitious boxer when he began his boxing career with 3 consecutive knockouts against older men. Nonetheless, Paul has since responded with impressive victories, including consecutive first-round knockouts against vibrant and real boxers. He also had a brilliant bout against Tommy Fury, despite losing. He saw out the match and only lost to Tommy Fury via split decision. To Rafael Cordero, Paul deserved respect from the combat sports community, and he gave more reasons why. He's doing great fights against great champions, facing good opponents, and building a relatively good career, not only financially speaking, but in terms of entertaining. And on the other side, we have Tyson, who carries many generations with him. Cordero then went on to make some bold claims about the rules of the match. According to Cordero, Tyson versus Paul is an official boxing match. Tyson's latest boxing bout, a clash with Roy Jones Jr. in 2020, was declared an exhibition by the California State Athletic Commission. However, the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, TDLR, told MMA Fighting that no decision has been made on July 20th since. We have not received any proposed cards and thus have no details about what they are planning. All bouts are subject to review and approval by TDLR.
I don't know what kind of conditioning. I know he looks great, but you never really know. And a 26-year-old against a 60-year-old, I don't know. I don't float my.
This came after a viral video of British heavyweight boxer Derek Chisora was seen giving false details about the upcoming fight between YouTuber Jake Paul and former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson. It was just reported the pair would fight an exhibition bout screened on Netflix, despite the 57-year-old Tyson being 30 years older than the 27-year-old Paul. Derek Chisora then gave away some false details about the match. Although his claims have since been denied via combat sports reporter Ariel Helwani, Chisora claimed to have insider knowledge about what's planned, and it wouldn't make boxing fans happy. I know for a fact they are using 18 ounces gloves and head guards if I'm not mistaken, Chisora said. So we'd be watching a sparring match. When pushed on whether it wouldn't be a real fight, Chisora added, I don't know, man. How old is Jake Paul? A guy who is 24 fighting a guy who's 56. It's a joke. You think I'm paying to watch that? Only kids will pay to watch that, and parents will give their kids money to watch that. Combat sports reporter Ariel Helwani has, however, claimed that details were still being worked out, but he was told headgear would not be used.
They are using 18-ounce gloves and head guards, if I'm not mistaken.
No way. They couldn't.
Yeah, I think so.
They're still working on a few important details based on the conversations I've had, Helwani said. Is it pro or is it an exhibition? They want pro, but that's up to the Texas Commission. We'll have to wait and see. Weight? I'm told heavyweight. Rounds? I'm working on that as well. I saw an interview with Derek Chisora where he said there would be headgear. I was told there's absolutely no headgear involved. This is going to look like your typical boxing match. It's just like an exhibition like Mike's last fight was against Roy Jones in November 2020. Or is it just going to be a normal pro heavyweight fight that has no strings attached in that regard? Cordero then went on to give more updates on Tyson's training and how prepared he is for the matchup. Unlike the first camp, Tyson won't be coming off 15 years away. He's been training ever since, and that makes all the difference. It's going to be good. We still got 4 more months for the fight, so he will be ready. Touching an aspect of the bout that's raised the most questions, Tyson's trainer said, there's the age difference, and there's the factor that Paul is competing more often, but he's facing someone with enormous experience. He then continued, Mike doesn't train for some time, and when he returns, the explosiveness, the movement, it's like he never stopped. More than who hits the hardest, it's about the technique. Jake has good boxing. You can't say otherwise. He's winning the fights, and his loss is a split decision to a legit boxer, not a MMA champion. And that shows this kid knows how to box. Tyson and Cordero shared a video days after the bout was announced, showing the boxing legend hitting pads on his first day of camp, and Cordero said Tyson is in great shape. He, however, added that a 2023 video that showed Tyson using crutches to walk should raise no red flags. This scenario is what many, including Jake Paul, have interpreted as an illness for Mike Tyson. Cordero, however, dispelled the claims. He has had a lot of back pain ever since he was a kid, Cordero said. We're always taking care of his back in training. He moves a lot to the side, and that takes a toll. And since he travels a lot, he was using that to help him posture up after being on flights for long hours. Finally, Cordero gave an insight into what Tyson's training sessions look like. The training sessions are really demanding. He works like a 25-year-old. He works so tirelessly. As a young boxer, he did many crazy things, and his hard work paid off. Drawing insights from Rafael Cordero's statements, Mike Tyson's workout routine was as intense as his demeanor in the ring, especially at his peak. Cordero has given insights on how Tyson's typical day used to look like and how he's working tirelessly to hit that level. During fight prep, his workout split would involve training 50, 60 hours per week. To hit those huge numbers of hours on a consistent basis, one must surely be disciplined. And Mike famously defined discipline some time ago, saying, "Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it." Enforcing so much discipline on himself, Mike's days started before the sun came up at 4 a.m. for a 3 to 5 mile morning run. According to Mike, he wanted to get up early to gain a psychological edge over his opponents. Once you win the morning, you win the day. Before performing his cardio, Mike would go through a series of stretches to work on flexibility. Long before he was even a professional boxer, however, the morning run had become a habit, as he would run every morning and follow that with 400 push-ups and 400 squats. After he got back from his run, he would go back to sleep for a bit before waking up and eating breakfast. The key to an early wake-up is ensuring you still emphasize the importance of sleep. With the amount of training Mike did, he needed all the rest he could get. After breakfast, he had the most critical training session of the day. As a boxer, getting quality sparring rounds, boxing exercises, and ring work is paramount, which is why these were included in his first daily boxing session. Following the sparring, he would do a little mitt and pad work, focusing on a specific technique. One unique aspect of Mike's boxing training was the emphasis on a piece of training equipment called a slip bag. The purpose of the slip bag is to get a fighter in the habit of moving his head correctly. Being elusive is a critical component of fighting. The slip bag was perfect for Mike's style. Finally, he would finish the boxing workout with some calisthenics exercises. Also, Iron Mike performed 3 rounds of calisthenics, including sit-ups, dips, push-ups, shrugs, and neck bridges. That was followed by 10 long rounds of sparring. After more sparring, about 4 to 6 rounds, Tyson went to work on the punching bag, slip bag, focus mitts, speed bag, and D'Amato's famous Willy bag. Iron Mike also jumped rope, spent 60 minutes on a workout bike, and performed 3 more sets of calisthenics. After a high-protein lunch, Mike would be back in the gym for another boxing session. The second boxing workout of the day focused primarily on skill training. However, he finished the workout with 20 to 30 minutes of intense jump rope work and more calisthenics. Jumping rope is a staple exercise for boxers. To develop punching power, Mike used an unusually heavy bag during his teenage year to perform his bag work. And then, after 5 more sets of calisthenics, including dips, shrugs, and another neck workout, Mike Tyson's training routine pivoted toward shadow boxing, focusing on one technique at a time. Before dinner would come, Mike Tyson would have a calisthenics workout. One of the craziest parts of his training was his Mike Tyson bodyweight workout, in which he would do an insane amount of bodyweight exercises 6 days per week. He would do 2,000 air squats, 2,500 sit-ups, 500 push-ups, 500 bench dips, 500 neck curls, 500 barbell shrugs, and 10 minutes of wrestler bridges. Most of the time, he would split this up over 10 sets and complete it throughout the day. Then, following his dinner, he hopped back on the stationary bike for another 30 minutes. And each night leading up to the main event, Tyson reportedly studied fight films. Then he presumably went to bed, woke up at 4 a.m., and started the whole regimen all over again. Sundays were his resting days. Rafael Cordero gave a perfect insight into how Mike Tyson trained in his heydays. And while he may not be doing that much any longer, it's evident that he's still got so much in him to outdo his peers. With the intensity of his training sessions, Mike Tyson is looking to cause a major upset to Jake Paul and many naysayers who have doubted his ability to roar ferociously in the boxing ring again. Thank you for sticking till the end of this video. Kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to keep receiving updates on the latest news in the world of boxing. And also hit the like button if you enjoyed this video.